Hello everybody, I hope you are doing well and welcome to the platform of CodeChef. Okay, so this is Ansh and today we're going to solve the problem multiply the array whose difficulty level is Cakewalk and there are no prerequisites required whatsoever to solve this particular problem. Let's move on to the problem statement. Okay, so let's have a look at the problem statement. Churchill was a kind-hearted man and he wanted to give a cakewalk problem to the code's president to warm them up. So given an array of n integers, print the product of the numbers present in the array. So the problem is simple as it could be that you're given an array and you just simply have to multiply all the numbers present in the array and return the final answer. So let's see the example here. So we have our current array as 2, 2 and the product of this array is 2 into 2 which is equals to 4. Hence we have a final answer as 4. Now let's move on to the approach how to solve this kind of problems. The problem is to find the product of an array. So consider any array, be it let's take an array a1, a2 up till an. So what will be our approach is we can initialize my answer as 1. Why am I initializing at 1? Because 1 into product of anything is equal to the number itself. So 1 won't affect my array at all. So now what can I do is I can keep an iterator on my a1 and keep on iterating to the array, and at every iteration I'll multiply with the current element. So at every iteration I'll current with the a of I, and we'll do this entire process for the array, and at the end we'll get a final answer. Now one thing to be taken care of in this problem is given here, that use appropriate values to avoid overflow integers. What does this mean? So in C++ generally int data type can store only up till a particular limit, and as you know we are multiplying numbers. So the final answer that could come could be quite huge, which could not accommodate in the integer data type. So for that we have to use special data types in C++ such as long int, which could hold and accumulate large variables. So yeah, that is the approach for this particular problem. Now let's move on to the code part of the problem. Okay, so let's get on the coding part. So I'm taking the t as my test cases and I'm inputting the variable t, and for each test cases I'm inputting n as my length of array and initializing array of length n. Note that I have used int data type in all of these because in the constraints they are small, and I'm inputting my long int answer because that is a final answer that is going to come, and since we discussed in the approach section that could be a product of the entire array, that number can turn out to be big. So in order to prevent overflow, we are using long int. Now we input the entire array, and for each iteration we take the product of the array as I explained in the approach section, and we print out the final answer. Now let me also show you the Python code for this particular thing. So in Python there is no data type and there is no overflow, so we do not need to think about that, and we can just directly multiply, and we are doing the exact same thing in Python. Now let us check the sample test cases whether everything is running perfectly or not. So just running the sample cases, and as you can see we got a required answer. Now let us submit and check the actual test cases whether everything is working perfectly or not. Okay, so as you can see we got the correct answer and not kind of any overflow error or whatever. Okay, so one more thing that I want to bring to your notice is the type of mistakes that people can make in such type of question. So firstly, the most obvious mistake is people generally don't use long int, and in this question it was explicitly mentioned that you can have to prevent the overflow error. But generally in high level questions it is not mentioned, so you have to apply a logic that wherever my number turns out to be very big, I have to automatically take long int or whatever data type is necessary in order to show my particular answer. So yeah, this is the most common mistake people make in such type of questions. So please take care of that, and hope you like this video. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.